Hi there. This is Dawn and Melissa with Two Women Healing Out Loud. And we're just getting together like we do every week to
Mhm.
go over some self-healing and self-inventory from the Blueprint for Progress. We're using Al-Anon's fourth step inventory, but we also use other things. This isn't strictly an AA or NA program that her and I are getting together. It's just two women who are walking through their healing journeys, and we like to share what works for us. So hopefully something will work for you too. Melissa, how are you today?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you. I feel very grounded. I feel comfortable, not too hot, not too warm, and I get to talk with you.
Oh, yes, I
So it's
absolutely love our
awesome.
Thursdays. It's so nice to kind of come back. This is one of my days
Mm,
off, and it's so nice to just come back and work on myself for a little bit. And I really find it just kind of a personal devotion to be able to spend time with you and just talk about my feelings and what I'm going through. What about you?
oh, it's perfect. You ditto. I mean, this the idea of being able to do this with you and being able to question our thoughts and question our beliefs and see where we are. And I have to say, this is going to be we're going to do something a little bit different. I was thinking we can do kind of work on a scale today. So the idea of where I'd like people to think about where they are in this moment in when they're watching and do a scale, meaning how are you on a 0 to 10 scale, and neutral being in the middle. So that
Okay.
is regarding anything that comes up for you, any thoughts, any beliefs, anything that you visualize, anything from the past before you even started watching.
Absolutely.
There's some
Absolutely.
ideas.
So
So
you take the lead then.
okay, so we're going to start with this grounding, and what we like to do is this is helpful in a way because there's so much going on in our lives, right? There's technology and there's all these demands, there's all these things that we put on ourselves. And so with the grounding process, it puts us in a place of being here now. So what we'll do is it's just going to be a short breathing technique. I like to do close my eyes, get my feet on the floor, and you've heard this before, barefoot, even though it's pretty cold, but the carpet's pretty warm. So if you want, you can put your hands on your heart, and this helps you figure out where your breathing is, because right now you might be taking some short breaths. So we'll just start with doing a deep breath in, and anything that's coming into your mind, you can put it on a cloud and you can let it blow by, or you can be creative with that thought. Just pay attention. The idea is try to be here now. In a breath, we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold for a few seconds. We're going to breathe out slowly. We're going to breathe in. Hold for a few seconds. We breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Pay attention to that breath and your diaphragm moving up and down. Trying to remain inside of your body in this moment. One more deep breath and let go. Just keep your eyes closed for a few more seconds and then pay attention to your heartbeat. And slow your breath down a little bit. And slowly, slowly come back to this room. Wiggle your toes, maybe your fingers. Open your eyes. Every time you are feeling a little stressed or feeling a little out of sorts, if you take those 3 or 4 deep breaths, I know for me, I close my eyes because I'm so visual. I will get kind of pulled into all these different things. Not to say that's a bad thing, but when I close my eyes, I feel more rested and more grounded. What about you, Don? I feel goosebumpy.
Yeah, for me,
Mm,
breathing has oh, let me preface that with I used to get so upset and have all these anxiety and panic attacks most of my life. I literally was diagnosed with panic attack disorder and general anxiety disorder, and people would always say, just breathe. And it used to infuriate me. It would infuriate me because I'm like, I breathe all day long. That's not going to help. Until somebody taught me about intentional breathing.
hmm
And that changed everything. Now, there are times when I'm so triggered or upset that I forget to use it and I have to kind of work myself through it and then go, oh, yeah, breathe, breathe. And then I'll stop and breathe. But every time I do use it, it's life changing. It literally takes my entire body, my physiology of my tension in my shoulders and my
mm,
heart racing and my teeth gritting because I'm just an anxious personality. And it just brings me back
mm.
to this calm line in the middle. I feel like I'm scattered and then I just kind of come back. So I love it.
Oh, wow. That's that is wonderful to hear that. In a way, you see your journey, don't you? You see where you were, you see where you are, you see your growth. And I was curious, did you see any any pictures, or did you smell anything or hear anything while
So
you're relaxing?
I do often. I'm a very visual person as well, but this time the only thing I really kind of came to me was my beating heart, and it was right before you said beating heart, which was hilarious. I was like, right before that, my mind shifted to my heart, and I kind of just saw this presence thumping. That's pretty
Mm,
much all I really saw. But I kind of honed into feeling my heartbeat. And then just the kind of thoughts of I am alive in this moment. I am a living, breathing organism is kind of, it was just a more gratitude, appreciative of things I take for granted every day. The fact that I am up and moving around and my heart and my body is working for me. And albeit it could work better some days, but um, just the gratitude of being here. So that's what came up for
mm.
me. What about for you?
Oh, yes, I didn't see, smell, or hear. I just felt my heart beating, and I
Hmm.
and I felt me talking. I could feel,
The
like the
vibration or
vibration.
I like that.
Practicing this for a while now, it's very helpful because, like you, I also had diagnoses of anxiety attacks, panic disorder, agoraphobia. And I have to say, what you were saying, I people would say, just breathe. And it wasn't until I was taught how to intentionally breathe that I learned how to do this. And I'm so grateful for that technique. And anybody watching, you could see how on camera how we went there. And it didn't
Mhm.
take very long, did it?
No, but I do have to tell people, anybody watching, if you're not used to intentional breathing practices, and there are so many different ways to intentionally breathe, um, those are
Mm,
things, let us know if you want more information on that. We can definitely go into more information on that, but those are things that sometimes do take time. I can honestly say the first couple of times I tried breathing, I didn't have this amazing sense of peace. It did calm me a little, but it didn't bring me back to the place it does now. Now that I've been using it pretty faithfully for about 4 years, I can pretty quickly just go right back to and it's the same with meditation. It brings me really quick. I jump right into my meditation. Whereas it probably took me a year of solid trying to find that place of bliss or calm or whatever word you want to
mm.
put on it. So
There
just
you
keep
go.
trying. It takes practice and
It
give
keeps
your body space to get used to these new techniques.
it works if you work it, like the
Yes,
programs say. It
exactly.
works if you work it, as long as you know how to work it,
Exactly.
I guess.
Well, I mean, that's with anything. Nothing's going to work if you're not trying or not giving it consistent practice and effort.
And that's the thing that goes with our reading. And that's what we do is we read next and then we journal and we see what comes up for us. And I usually generally read something out of one of the readers. Now it's going to vary. Right now we're still focusing on reading out of the readers, the 12-step readers, but down the road we can read out of other readers as well.
Yeah, what reading were you thinking about doing for us today, Melissa?
Well, so Courage to Change is one of my old readers,
Oh,
and
I love that.
I love this. And it's funny, you can see all the old scribbles.
A
You
very
could
well read book.
very well read stickers, sayings. I mean, both sides. So anybody who wants to go to the meetings are free. And again, we're not pushing it, but I know that for me, it really was a good starting foundation for me. So I'm going to go from November 20th. That's today. And
And I
let's see
mean,
what
that's
this
probably a
reading.
good place. I don't know if it's an open group, but Melissa does run a woman's group as well. A couple times a month, she has a couple of programs. So if you're interested in any of those, feel free to leave comments and ask about them, and Melissa can answer, or I'll let her know you messaged, and we can find out about that. Are they open groups, or are they pretty?
Pretty open. Yeah, very open. Anybody who wants to come, and they're no charge, and it's about an hour 15 minutes, and whoever comes, and it's usually themed. We'll talk about a theme, and
Yeah, and they're online. I've been to them. They are very, for me, I struggled with growing up with a mom wound or a female wound. And so
mm-hmm,
I used to navigate all towards men. And then I ended up with men wounds. I mean, I had those two to begin with. But the
mm-hmm,
point is, it was coming to Melissa's groups that started really opening me up again to the softness and loving connection that women can offer each other. And
mm-hmm,
when I look out into the world, I see how separated women are from each other. I see a lot of the times how we've been trained or groomed to actually be critical of each other and break each other down and separate ourselves. And, I could go into the system behind that, but I won't right now. But reaching back out in your life and joining groups that are female led or female connecting is so important because this
mm-hmm,
is where we're allowed to become ourselves again.
mm-hmm. Thank you, Don. That's very. I feel the same. I think that's part of the reason why I wanted to start it because I know there's other people that would love to be part of that. So we're
Yes.
welcome. Anybody's welcome. So again, courage to change, and let's just see where this takes us today. It's always interesting, isn't it? We never know.
Yes.
Although, oh, I probably should put my readers on.
And
Ooh,
if you want to journal with us, you're welcome to grab a pen and paper. Melissa's going to read. And then when we're done with the reading, we take a few moments and just write down what came to us. No right or wrong answer, any thoughts that came to you while you were listening. And yeah, that's what we do.
that's perfect. Thank you. Although there are many ways to tame a horse, there is a general statement on one point. The the important thing is not to break the horse's spirit. Colts, puppies, and little children are full of boundless joy in being alive. What had happened to my joy? Alcoholism, which has touched every generation of my family, had broken my spirit. Al-Anon gives me a fellowship, a sponsor, and 12 steps and traditions that allow me to heal my broken spirit. My healing started when I quit fighting the God of other people's understanding and found a God who honored the long forgotten spirit in me. That's the God who can restore me to my true self. Today, I make a sincere effort to roll in the clover, kick up my heels, and celebrate being alive. It is one way in which I touch my God. A lot of God stuff today. So I'll read that last part. My healing started when I quit fighting the God of other people's understanding and found a God who honored the love, long forgotten spirit in me.
Mm.
Mm.
I see a lot of that going on in the world out there right now today, too. So it's a very timely
Oh,
reading.
okay. So we're gonna pause and feel free to.
Yeah, feel free to pause us as well if you would like to write and journal with that. And then we'll be back shortly.
Okay.
All right, welcome back. Hopefully, you took some time to journal about your feelings and thoughts or any emotions or pictures that came up for you. Melissa and I did. We're going to share that.
Would you like to share first? Or would
Sure.
okay.
Okay. Today's reading immediately brought into vision a dark, shadowy horse and a dark, shadowy figure holding a whip.
Mm,
The horse was wild and free, unencumbered and unafraid. This horse then turned into me as a little child, just a young little girl, full of energy and life. I saw the world full of love and possibility, bringing off. Hold on, I can't even read my whole writing. Hold on. I saw the world full of love and possibility.
mhm,
Oh, binging. Okay.
mhm,
I saw the world full of love and possibility. Binging off of the walls, my energy was curious.
mhm,
When I was a little girl, I was just always all over the place.
mhm,
Then I saw the dark figure coming in with the whip, well meaning and intending to train me and raise me up. The holder of this whip wasn't aware of the power they yielded over me. They
mm,
mistook my curiosity and energy for disobedience and strong defiance, and what could have been a beautiful thing, training and preparing me for the world, broke me. My fire was extinguished early in my formation years because just like horses that are not all meant to be trained the same, I needed a special and unique training that the trainer was not able to see. They were unqualified. This has taken my whole life to find again, my spirit and my fire.
makes me teary-eyed. Makes me want to cry.
You're safe. You can cry. What did it bring up for you?
Oh, I just was there with you. I just envisioned that. Um, and just like the reading, there's this, we are born and we are full of spirit and we're full of these gifts and then we're placed into these family structures and
That is
whew,
something I've always felt like that my spirit was broke very young. And,
mm,
I'd have to look it up. What happens to a horse when they break their spirit, when they break the horse instead of just training them and preparing them when they go too far and they break the horse? Because
mm,
like right now, I'm visualizing this really broke down horse, and it's like, I feel like
mhm,
it's taken me the last 45 years of my life. I'm 53 now
mhm,
to find out what happened to me and understand that even though they were well-intentioned and well-meaning, I wasn't handled with the proper hands. So
mm.
I'm interested to hear what you wrote today.
Oh boy. Okay, so I have to get my tears out of my eyeballs
I know, me too.
so I can see. It's okay, folks, if you're watching. This is very powerful because when somebody else shares, there's some resonation. I mean, there's some I can really feel, and I think in a sense we have all been broken. And with that, we get to put ourselves back together, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's not our fault what happened to us. It just is. Unfortunate. There are many ways to tame a horse. The important thing is to not break the horse's spirit. I often have wondered why do you have to break one's spirit? Then I realized it felt like the trainer, parent, or teacher had to break your spirit in order to control you or me and me. As a child, I started this journey with boundless joy. Then over the years, my joy started to disappear due to the circumstances beyond my control. Today, I celebrate my joy, my love of life, and I'm grateful and appreciative of the blessings of the past that led me to being vitally alive and well, full of spirit and wonder today.
That brought tears to my eyes again. That's beautiful.
Mm.
It's interesting that we both went to our childhoods with that and feeling broken, having our spirit broken.
It's
That was powerful,
yeah,
Melissa.
that was anybody who's participating and who's had the walls up because of all the things that might have happened to us, and we close those doors. What I appreciate about Don and what Don and I are doing is we're showing you the opportunity to heal. And when you allow yourself to feel those feelings, sometimes it just feels almost out, just so painful. You don't even want to go there. But this, for me, this is how I heal: is crying, journaling, talking about it.
And I believe everybody has a different way of healing. Like some people like
Mm-hmm.
to be active and exercise and into nature. And I like those things, but those don't really, they do offer a level of healing, but it's different for me. These
Mm-hmm.
practices really kind of put me in the moment, but then now as an adult, my safe person, which is me, can come out and say the things my younger self couldn't. And so by doing that, yeah, I got goosebumps even saying this. By doing that, it's releasing all of that stored emotion and pain that's in my body. And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
there's so many studies that are proving that trauma is stored in our bodies, and trauma isn't the event that happened to you. It's your inability to process that event or store that event
Mm-hmm.
or work through that event properly, healthy,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's stored in your bodies. And so, these things led me to having such bad health for so many years. And a lot of those things are starting to dissipate or get less and less the more I heal. And that's why we heal out
Mm-hmm.
loud.
That's why we heal out loud, and we are able to talk about drinking our water and drinking our tea and how important it is to hydrate because it really does build cell structure in our bodies. Also,
Yes.
with that being said, it's important to pay attention to what we grab and what we put into our mouth, what we grab and what we put into our body.
Yeah. And it's not even just what we grab, what you're listening to. They have so many studies on the frequency of music or frequency of social media.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these frequencies are putting fear or negative thoughts into our minds. So anything you're
Mm-hmm.
consuming, whether it's through your mouth or the fresh
Yes.
air you're breathing, I mean, think about it. If you're in a gas chamber breathing, you're going to get a different reaction than if you're standing in the middle of a forest with fresh air. And it's the
Mm.
same thing. You don't want to intake that toxic environment. So,
So pay attention to your environment, pay attention to who is in your environment. That's a big one right there. Who is in your environment is
yes, I
very powerful.
definitely know when I'm getting too into social media because I start to just, oh my God, the world's gonna end and and I just start to go into this place
Mm.
and it's like, okay, Don, it's time to pull off social media for a while because it's getting out of hand again.
It's important to pay attention, and there's great things on well, there's great things on YouTube. There's great things to
Oh,
watch, and
yes.
it's so important, like what you're saying, Don, to pay attention to before, during, and after you're exposed to something. And
Hmm.
sometimes it takes a while. Like I was watching something for about 10, 12 minutes and I felt
I can
heavy.
feel it. Yep.
I'm like, I have to turn this off. So then I
Yep.
turned it off and I went and had tea.
Yep. And
Oh, much
I've
better.
noticed my algorithms are starting to change on my social media. I got rid of TikTok completely. That was just, in my opinion, it was just so filled
Mm,
with negativity. So I got rid
okay.
of that. If anybody still loves TikTok, I'm not judging you or saying anything. This was just my personal experience. And
Mm-hmm.
then even my Facebook, it's like I'm starting to notice now I have pictures of puppies and kitty cats
Mm,
and fun things that make me feel good. And
mm-hmm.
I really paid attention to, oh my gosh, I am hypersensitive to energy around me and what I'm putting into my body. I can go out to eat. I went out to breakfast at Denny's with my sister once, and I told her, I said, for some reason, every time I eat bacon, it I have an immediate response in my body. And
Oh.
I was eating my bacon, and then she looked at me like after a couple of minutes, she goes, "Oh my gosh, you look high." And I said, "It does. I'm telling you, it like literally starts to kind of sedate me." Um,
Hmm.
so I've I'm not going to say if there's a piece of bacon cooking that I'm not tempted, but I've really tried
Right.
to start staying away from pork. Again, not judging
Okay.
anybody who isn't this sensitive, but for me, pork tends to just really sit heavy in my body.
Oh.
So yeah,
So paying attention to what makes you feel good, paying
yeah,
attention to what hurts you.
yeah,
Those
definitely.
are
And
those
we're
are
not all the
big.
same. Just because pork does that
Mm-mm.
to me, pork might energize you, and pork might be.
Right.
So there is no judgment. We're just sharing the things we're aware of.
Right. Exactly. Oh gosh, this is powerful.
All right, so let's move over to the Blueprint for Progress. Again, this is the book that Melissa and I are working through right now. We are not strictly an AANA organization. We're just this,
Mm-mm.
we really enjoy this book. It has
Mm-hmm.
so many thought-provoking questions. So uh,
Mm-hmm.
you can get that off. I got mine off of thriftbooks.com, or you can go to probably any AA or NA
Mm-hmm.
site and order one in for yourself this week.
Yes, absolutely. We are looking at this week, we're on page 16, and we're under the category of self-worth.
Yes.
And this particular section is being lovable. Okay, that feeds right into what we were
Yes.
just saying, being lovable to ourselves and being aware of what works.
What do you
Okay.
have? What do you have, Melissa? For the first question, what do I like about myself?
Okay, so now this might be kind of challenging for some people who have been beating themselves up or haven't been happy with themselves. So with that being said, what do I like about myself? I appreciate the strength and the courage and my artistic and musical abilities, my loving and forgiving heart,
Hmm,
ability to seek multiple perspectives and remain open-minded, my adventuresome attitude of being open and willing to learn something new about you and me and about the world.
I love that. And you are such a compassionate and loving spirit, and such a blessing that I've got to have you in my life, and together we've been able to do so much healing work.
Hmm,
Okay.
thank you.
So for me, what do I like about myself? And feel free, if you're watching this, to answer that on your pen and paper. What do you
Mhm.
like about yourself? So I put I like my tenacity, my strength, and my resilience. I love my ability to see the world from all sides and still love. I love my compassion, empathy, and lived experience that led to wisdom and love.
Mm,
I feel like it was
mm.
in the darkness of the painful experiences that I went through in life that did transmute into wisdom. And I'm learning what love really is through all of that.
Mm. And the resilience,
Hmm.
everything that you've been through, everything that we've been through,
Hmm.
and just this very question of what do I like about myself? Wow.
The question itself is kind of triggering. I remember I was in a
Mm-hmm.
one-on-one coaching session I was doing for with one of my clients, and we were going through this practice, and I was like, okay, repeat after me. And she said, okay. And I said, I am powerful. And she said, I am powerful. And I said, I forgive others. And she said, I forgive others. And I said, I love myself. And she broke down, just completely broke down.
Mm.
It was an automatic response. And so that shows me that so many of us don't understand how to love ourselves or what loving ourselves really is.
Other people broke us. They broke our spirit,
Hmm.
and it's up to us to say, you know what you did or what you said all those years ago is not me. That
Yeah.
that was what happened. That was your experience with me, but that's not mine. See,
And a
this
lot
is
of
the
times
important
they're
piece here.
projecting their own pain onto you, and they may even
Mm-hmm.
be well intending, and it could be what traumatize like literally one thing has traumatized me most of my life, the one memory, and it was just that one small moment. And it wasn't
Mm.
anything that was meant to really hurt me, and
Mm.
I've carried it my whole life. So, but it's up to me now that I'm
Mhm.
aware of that and I'm talking about it. I get to create my new life now.
Mhm.
I
You get
get
to
to craft it and create it.
right, right, and this is so pivotal as far as understanding where your belief structure comes from
Hmm.
and what you're carrying forward.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay,
Okay.
so what's the next question? Oh, you want to answer it?
No, you go first. What do other people like about me?
Okay, now this is kind of interesting because I'll just say it. My heart, my ability to communicate lovingly and clearly, my dependability, my ability to see people's authenticity in their hearts, my
Mm,
opinions, my knowledge. I don't
yes. And I
know.
love all of that about you and so much more.
Okay.
Just being in your presence, you resonate an energy of peacefulness and calm and strength.
Mm.
And I just enjoy that being around you.
Oh, thank you. It's taken me a few years to get to this place. I appreciate that. That's very kind. Thank you.
So for me, what do other people like about me? And remember, if you're following us, please answer that down on your pen and paper yourself. I put this is hard to answer because I really don't like to speak
Mm-hmm.
for other people. And, it's kind of asking me to assume.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to guess, I would say it's my boldness, my
Mm-hmm.
authenticity, and my heart. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I put.
Yes, yes, and yes, yes. That is you. Your
Thank you.
authenticity. I love the very fact that you're completely unapologetically you.
Thank you. I love
Mm-hmm.
that. And it
Mm-hmm.
took me so many years to not have shame from that. I used to be so ashamed for being myself. If I didn't fit in, if
Mm-hmm.
I was wearing something the kids made fun of, or if I put on too much weight and my husbands or boyfriends I always felt so much shame. And now I'm just like, this is me. You can either love me and enjoy being around me, or you can just go over there until you do, or never. But that's your choice. Now I don't worry about changing myself anymore to
Mm-hmm.
appease others.
Oh, it's so important.
Yep,
So important to realize that. And it takes sometimes it takes years, doesn't it, for us to realize
mhm,
that we are lovable without somebody saying we are. We are lovable because we know we are, and we deserve to be
absolutely.
full of love and loved and
Oh, I love
valued,
that.
right?
We are lovable without somebody else telling us we are. That was beautiful.
Hmm. That
Okay,
sounds
so
that
the
sounds like
third
something
question,
we
yeah,
can
I'm
explore.
sorry.
Yeah, even
I didn't,
further.
yes, definitely. So the next question, I can derive satisfaction out of working to improve myself, or can I derive satisfaction out of working to improve myself and explain?
Hmm. Hmm.
What'd you put, Melissa?
Oh gosh, for sure, recognizing when I am down or not understanding truths about myself, I'm willing to do what I can to learn, release, and move forward.
Mm. Release and move forward? Yes. I have found just through life in general, I can observe that is probably one of the biggest things a lot of people struggle with is being able to just accept a situation, release it, and move forward. Because sometimes we just feel so wronged and we want that justice and we want that
Mhm.
other person to feel the pain we felt or worse and to just say, okay, this happened and I'm not okay with it, but I'm okay with moving on from here.
Mhm. It reminds me of when you forgive someone, you don't forget the instant, the situation or maybe what they did, but you get to move forward because it's in you to release that
Yeah.
stress, that whatever that was that that person may have done.
I know. So the visual that just came to me was two
Mm.
people and they had a rope each tied around one of their legs. And the one that was not forgiving, the other person, this is the offender over here, and this one was
Mhm.
not forgiving, thought they were pulling the other person along with them, but it actually switched and went this way. It's the one that you're not forgiving that's been pulling you along the whole time and dragging you along the whole time.
Oh,
That's the visual that just came to me.
that's very powerful. Oh
Yeah,
my
so we think
gosh.
we're pulling them along and we're holding them accountable and we're in reality they're the ones dragging us through the mud the whole time because they're
Mm.
walking on, they're moving on. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I gotta take a breath. Maybe do some deep breathing.
Mm,
Hmm. There have been instances in our lives where we can identify where we have been harmed, and where also we have harmed others. And that's also taking self-responsibility, and realizing how we might have hurt the other person. We can
mhm.
let go of that too. Again, there's these things called amends in the 12-step program where we can make our amends and move forward. And amends is like a saying a sorry, but it's also changing our behavior. It's changing how we will act.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So I answered the question again was, can I derive satisfaction out of working to improve myself and
Mm-hmm.
explain? I said yes. In fact, that's where I find most of my satisfaction right now, currently in my journey. When I go out of my way to face things, address them, and follow through, I get
Mm-hmm.
dopamine, self-respect, and self-value. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, the things that used to bring me joy or it was like a false light. It was the false joy. Drugs, alcohol, relationships, fast cars, stealing money, all the things that I got myself involved in when I was younger, that gave me this false sense of happiness and joy and excitement and
Mm-hmm.
thrill. That was in the false light. That's not, it's like, it's not real joy. And now when I just get up and I'm like, oh, I need to do dishes on my day off, but I get up and I do them, I get this sense of internal peace and satisfaction and it's a dopamine
Mm-hmm.
hit that I get now and it's like I did that. I didn't have to. I used to let my dishes sit in my sink for weeks or months and would not do them and now I get up, I do my dishes, I make sure I am taking care of me and I can always tell if I'm doing too much in my life because I notice, oh, the dishes haven't been done in 2 days. Nope, Dawn, slow down. You're taking on too much. If you can't take care of your basic needs, showering, bathing, clean clothes, clean sheets, dishes, healthy food in the refrigerator, if those things
Oh,
aren't met, I'm getting out of alignment again. Bring it
okay.
back.
And that is so important for people to hear. And again, it's that self-responsibility. If we were not taught, or if all the stuff that happened when we were younger, it is up to us now to take care of ourselves. That responsibility. Maybe you don't like the word, but for me, I say it out loud because it helps me become responsible. And by becoming responsible, then I'm more loving and I'm more
Mhm,
gentle and I'm more caring, and the dishes are done and they're in the
mhm.
dishwasher. Or, what you're saying is very true, isn't it? I mean, you could see where you were and where you are. And I hear you, because when things are starting to pile up over there, I'm like, what's going on for me right now? Why am I letting that pile
Exactly. And
up?
it's how you can kind of look around and be aware. And it's funny you use the word responsibility because that's one of my triggering words. Because as I was
Mm-hmm.
being formed in my youth, it was discipline and responsibility and harp, harp, harp. And I would be
Mm-hmm.
the one that always had to do the dishes in the house. And for me, it
Mm-hmm.
became something I loathed for a very long time. But had it been presented to me as, hey, you're going to grow up one day and these are things you're going to have to do anyway. So look at it like this. You're doing one
Mm-hmm.
chore in the family unit to help take care of the family, showing your love through the family. Maybe I would have absorbed it differently instead of get in there and do the dishes. You can't do anything until you do the dishes. And granted, that works for some people. Some people need that harshness, but for me, it didn't. I needed to be taught why I'm doing the dishes and how it's an act of love and service for my family or
Ooh,
myself.
how it's an act of love and service. Okay, how is an act of love and service? Oh my goodness, can you imagine having parents that do that with their children? I mean, I know there are parents that are doing that. I don't know very many parents that have
There
done
aren't
that.
many yet. I do think there are some. I think we've got the
Hmm.
authoritative, we've got the authoritarian, and then we have the opposite end where a lot of people
Hmm.
just let their kids self-parent, or which is the mistake I ended up going down because I'm like, no, I'm going to do the opposite of everything my dad taught me or my mom taught me. And so then I
Hmm.
went this way, and that was just as bad. And I think we kind of have to find that piece in the middle that,
Hmm.
but the first step is get to know your children. They do not
Hmm.
all need to be trained or disciplined the same way.
Hmm.
One might need a spanking and that works for them, but the other, you might be
Yeah.
breaking their spirit and they will never trust another person. So we've
Hmm.
got to be very careful with those things.
Very important. Oh gosh, we could definitely talk about the spanking sometime.
Mm.
Oh goodness. Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, this is the last question with being lovable. What are your thoughts? I'm looking at the time.
Let's see, it's 107.
Hmm. So do you want to because it looks like we have gosh, I mean, we're looking at one.
Well, the next section is like 5 questions. So that might be too many to go into today on
Uh-huh.
my own standards. Unless you want to make it an extra long video, it's up to you.
I think this is probably good for today. I mean, we kind of hit some hard spots today.
I think so. I think
Mhm.
so. And I mean, we're
Good
gonna hopefully
spots
be
too.
doing this every week. We
Hmm.
did miss last week because I was down and just like, nope, we can't do it today. But um,
It's
that's the
okay.
whole thing about healing, is there is no pressure behind it. We
Right,
do
and
these things
pain.
because we want to do them.
Want to and paying attention to how you're feeling is very important. And this is what I do want to recommend to everybody who does watch these videos is you pay attention to how you're feeling
Yes,
and give the other person or if there's something that you need to change, you just let them know. You don't have to explain. You
that's
just say,
right.
"Hey, I'm feeling a little off today. Can we do this another time?" Isn't that nice? We have
So
options.
this is the point of the video where I'm getting ready to pull a card. Unless
Hmm.
Melissa, you had something else.
That's it. I think we're going to start with my own standards next time, and we'll see. We'll probably get
Uh,
through 3 or 4 questions next time, but we'll see.
Next time. Okay, so your audio had cut out for a second, and I
Oh,
think that's on my side because it says my internet's unstable.
oh,
So, yeah, I think it was on my side. So, uh, I didn't hear what you said. Are we okay to pull the card now, or did you want to go over something else?
with my own standards, I'm going to put a note right there. Start here.
Okay, okay,
Okay, and then yeah, you could welcome to pull a card. That sounds
okay.
wonderful.
It's
Start.
hard because I like to talk for us to
Oh,
go through so many.
oh, that's perfect. And then so we're going to start. We're going to skip Thanksgiving, and then we'll gather back together on December 4th.
Okay. And then so this is the part if you are not into oracle card readings or anything like that, I would suggest you go ahead and log off now and thank you for being with us. But for the rest of you who are okay with an oracle message, I'm pulling from the Wisdom of the Oracle card deck today by Colette Baron Reed. And I've been shuffling as we've been talking, so I'm just going to shuffle and see which one comes out for us today. See what message the universe has for us all today.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The one that,
Now, oh, you froze up for a little bit, but I see you now. You're moving.
oh,
Okay.
oh, was I frozen?
You were frozen with your mouth half open.
Oh no,
What?
my mouth's always open. You can ask my parents. They're like, you're always talking. You made me.
You have great things to share. It's part of your authenticity.
I'm like, you're the one that made me. Talk to the maker.
That's funny.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
So
Okay,
the card
wow.
that came out was the never-ending story.
Oh, love
And if
that.
you see, it's like she's sitting
Mm.
on top of
Mm.
what are those things? The sand, what are those called?
Hourglass? No.
Hourglass. Yes, the sand in the
Okay.
hourglass. And there's
Something
a
like
little heart
that.
in there.
That's what we'll call it.
Okay. So it says, the oracle's message, there is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells us of hurt and loss,
Mm.
rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, you must not go there, you should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down.
Mm.
Today, know that none of that is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, sacred, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs you to be seen as a victim.
Mm.
Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed.
Mm.
That was beautiful. I want to read the prosperity message real quick. It says,
Mhm.
fear, envy, and procrastination, greed, and the perception of victimhood could all be active in your life at this moment. Are you comparing yourself with others, thinking their success should be yours? Maybe
Mm.
you're afraid of all the good that is coming your way, so you step out of your lane, totally aware of what you're doing, but seemingly powerless to stop yourself. Are you back where you started or in a situation that reminds you of past failures? Financial insecurities scaring you? You must learn to love yourself through the missteps and sabotaging moments. Use criticism constructively right now.
Mm.
Better yet, stop telling yourself this story altogether. Make up a new one. The universe loves you deeply and will wait for you to figure it all out. Tell a new story, and success is all but guaranteed. You can do it.
Tell a new story so
Mm,
you can look at your false beliefs that are creating suffering and you can make up a new belief. So
hmm.
the belief of, gosh, the belief that I am broken, well, you can release that because you're here. I
That's
am
right.
not broken.
My
I am
spirit,
alive. My spirit is not broken. Hey, it goes
yep.
right back to the reading,
It
doesn't it?
does. It does because we had broken spirit. We were talking about the how we were broken. In those broken moments, I did come to believe I was fat, stupid, dumb, lazy, worthless. I wasn't worthy of a man's love. They only wanted me for my body. All these beliefs I
Mm.
had. And now it's like, no, that was all a lie. None of that was true.
Mm.
And we get to create the story, which is why it's called the never-ending story. That was beautiful.
Full circle.
I love that. Thank you
Mm.
for our session today, Melissa, and anybody who's
Thank you.
watching this. I hope you got something from it, and we'll see us next time. So we're not going to be here next week because that's Thanksgiving, but we will be back the week after on December 4th.
Take good care and pay attention to your thoughts and beliefs and be kind to yourselves.
Yes, yes, love yourself, be kind and graceful.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.